Sonic Prime Season 2 has finally been released, and it was amazing. And if you love Sonic, subscribe right now. I am going to review Sonic Prime Season 2 and share my thoughts about how good it was. This is a full-out spoiler warning as I'm going to start off by talking about the story of all 8 episodes. So Sonic Prime Season 2 Episode 1 is mostly Sonic and Shadow fighting each other in the Shadowverse. Sonic discovers a fragmented version of Green Hill, and then the Chaos Council passes by with their ship on their way into Boss Cosmaze, and at that point Sonic and Shadow realize they have to work together. However, from that point until the last episode, Shadow makes very few appearances. In episodes 2 through 7, a lot of the plot is Sonic fighting the Chaos Council in different worlds, as we jump a lot from world to world, so we are constantly being reintroduced to the variants of Sonic which we already met, so we do not need to go through the same process of Sonic explaining everything. Instead, we can jump right into the action and fighting scenes even quicker. Episode 2 focused on Boss Cosmaze, while Episode 3 focused on the Pirate Universe, and I found it interesting that in the Pirate Universe, the Chaos Council decided to abandon Rusty Rose. At that point, she switches sides and helps Sonic. A similar theme continues in episodes 4 and 5, where Sonic battles the Chaos Council, wins, and then collects pieces of the Paradox Prism. In episode 6, I was surprised that was the only episode that had Metal Sonic in the show, and ultimately Sonic destroys Metal Sonic. Episode 7 was mostly filler, and throughout the season, Sonic is able to collect several pieces of the Paradox Prism, and they are then taken back to the shattered version of Green Hill. Episode 8 was by far the best because it was so complex for such a short episode. 9 reassembles the Paradox Prism, and a blast restores reality, but then it fails. 9 says he needs more time to figure out what went wrong, but during that time, Sonic and Shadow fight the Chaos Council again and destroy many of their ships. Then the Chaos Council creates a massive version of Dr. Eggman, and at this point 9 uses the power of the Paradox Prism to blast Sonic with energy, giving him a new form that can only be described as Prism Sonic. He uses that ability to destroy the robot and the Chaos Council. In the final scene, 9 wants to create a better world rather than bringing Green Hill back. 9 opens up a portal and takes the shards with him, leaving Sonic. So Shadow was right when he said that 9 could not be trusted, as 9 betrays Sonic and takes the shards when Sonic was so close to having them all. So again, we get left with another cliffhanger. So my thoughts on all this is that this season was just amazing. The story fits so well with the fact that there was so much action in every episode. Throughout the episodes, you could tell that Sonic was progressing through the problem of the show. The plot was very consistent one episode to the next, with Sonic battling the Chaos Council and then recovering pieces of the Paradox Prism. Sonic's growth as a character is the most compelling aspect of the second season, which doubles down by creatively showcasing the extent of the consequences of his misadventures across time and space. I was surprised that the Chaos Council decided to abandon Rusty Rose like that, but I think that they probably believed that Metal Sonic was a better enemy. And speaking of Metal Sonic, it was really cool that he talked, even though he was only in one episode. And it is worth mentioning this is not the actual Metal Sonic we're used to, but actually a New York City version of Metal Sonic, which he called himself Chaos Sonic. In the 8th episode, I was so shocked to see that Sonic got a new form, which I was really not expecting, being Prism Sonic, and that made the final battle even more epic. Also, the animation really stepped up to an even higher quality. The way Sonic's hands were shaking when he realizes his world is gone, Ruse's wings are moving when she speaks, and of course 9 in the battle. The scenes and the animation just worked so well. Another interesting thing I really liked was the interaction with how different universes were converging on each other, such as Rusty Rose meeting Pirate Amy, and interestingly enough, after she switched sides, they were actually competing with each other to see how many attacks on the enemies they could get. Another one being Pirate Knuckles meeting Renegade Knuckles, 9 meeting other 9s, and perhaps the most exciting was Shadow and 9 met for the first time in the Shatter Space. I was really shocked by the way that the season ended. 9 decided to take the Paradox Prism with him, and this was crazy because Sonic and 9 had become such good friends throughout the entire season, but by the 8th episode they're not really friends anymore. I guess that Shadow was right about not trusting him. You can tell that Sonic was really surprised in the final moments as the episode ended. This really sets up an interesting question of what's going to happen next to Sonic and how will they be able to restore the reality in Season 3. Overall, the show was really on point with the animation, story, and character development, so I'd give this an 8 out of 10, and I really enjoyed this season and I can't wait for Sonic Prime Season 3. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and remember, you gotta go fast!
But every night it just stays the same in my dreams.